Hey guys, Philip here from Science and Theology and Apposition, and I'm coming to you today to share a little bit about the new HCSB Study Bible. Just came in the mail today, and I want to show you some of the features up close and personal, and I think you're really going to enjoy what you see. So one of the first things you're probably wondering about the HCSB Study Bible is how does it compare to some others, like the ESV Study Bible? I mean, they touted the HCSB Study Bible as being not so bulky to carry around, but in the end, I think you can see the comparison between the two. Yeah, maybe it is a little thinner, but barely. And let me tell you, it's not that much lighter as well. So I'm not quite sure how they get across that. You'll notice in this dimension it's a little longer this way. We can even compare it to the NLT Study Bible here, which is quite thinner than the ESV itself. So there you can kind of see a comparison of the three. And this gives you an idea about the dimensions of the HCSB Study Bible. But how about the features? And obviously what we really want to know is how does it compare to the ESV, since the ESV Study Bible is basically the standard study Bible right now. So I just got it in the mail today, and it comes with this fancy dust jacket, and there's a little sticker here, explore more online, mystudybible.com. I don't know if it has kind of an online feature or what, I haven't checked that out yet. You know, one thing this Bible has going for it is it's the HCSB Holman Christian Standard, and a lot of people really love that. And if you really love the HCSB, then this is obviously the option for you. But I think you'll see in the end that it doesn't quite match up to the ESV, at least with all the study features that it has. Now you'll notice on the interior, the actual Bible itself, apart from the dust jacket, is virtually the same thing the dust jacket was, except on the back we have the HCSBStudyBible.com instead of some of the fancy pictures we had on the dust jacket. So let's take a look inside. So what kind of features do we have, and how does that compare with the others? So you'll notice immediately some beginning pages to take notes on, including a page at the front presented to by date. That's pretty standard. Okay, we'll get right into it. You'll see contributors to the study notes of different chapters and whatnot. Okay. You also will see here essay contributors. Now, one thing about the HCSB is it kind of took the idea behind the Apologetics Study Bible, which you'll remember it had a few different articles in it throughout dealing with apologetic things. And this Bible has different essays throughout it dealing with other things, not necessarily apologetically based, but normally dealing with the scripture that's near or around it. So you'll see those in between, obviously written by scholars. Here's a list of maps and illustrations showing you there are quite a few. Illustrations, charts, list of Hebrew word studies. Now this can come in handy if you're looking for a particular Hebrew word and what it means. It gives you the reference as well as the page you'll find that on. And that's one thing I really like about the HCSB Study Bible. Here's the Greek word studies. Commonly used abbreviations, plan of salvation, introduction to the HCSB. It tells you some stuff about the translation and how they made it. Okay, so formal equivalence, dynamic equivalence, and what they call optimal equivalence down here at the bottom, which is supposedly the scheme that they followed when translating the HCSB. Okay, a few other notes about how the text is put together. And immediately we come to the first article here, How to Read and Study the Bible, written by George Guthrie. Okay, this would be a great article to put at the beginning of a Bible. And definitely is a great article. I read through pieces of it. Then directly into the Old Testament, Genesis. Now, they use these colorful pages for essays and for book introductions, so that's a little different from some of the others. It gives you a quick little snapshot about some stuff in the book. We have author, background, message and purpose, timeline. I like this feature. Okay, here's the outline, contribution to the Bible, structure. And there's the end of the outline. Then we get right into the text. So you'll notice here, verses 1 through 10, and we've got 3/4 of the page of study notes, which is exactly what you would expect at this stage as the Bible is unfolding. There's a lot of notes that can be made about the first chapter of Genesis. Here we see the first Hebrew word study, yom. And obviously that's the Hebrew word for day. It tells you a little bit about that word itself, how many times it's used, different places that it's used, and how it's used in Genesis itself, and then how the HCSB translates it. So you'll notice also this little yellow bar, and that gives you the notes in particular about certain words. So it'll refer you down here for more literal translations in most cases, or alternate readings that may also be accepted. Here's one of the essays, The Uniqueness of the Genesis Creation Story, just stuck here with the rest of the text. A couple more Hebrew word studies. One of the interesting things about this Bible is the way it deals with maps. You'll notice here's a map on this page. And, large font, kind of strange color. I think it's kind of kitty looking, if you will, compared to the way the ESV handles it with the blues and the greens. But sometimes the HCSB will take an entire, and there's an interesting, Jacob's family. It'll take an entire page and put a map on it instead of using part of a page. And I'll show you that if we see an example of it. Family tree of Abraham. That's interesting. Okay, so let's move forward to another passage here, some other place, to see if we can come across some features we haven't seen yet. Here's an image. The Lord answered Job from a whirlwind, so it shows a picture of a tornado. Pretty cool image. They throw pictures in there. You can see those. I mean, yeah, they're kind of neat, but they don't really contribute a lot to your hardcore study, if you will. You'll see the center column references. Those are a great feature. Gotta love those. A picture of an oil lamp that's commonly used. That's the book of Proverbs. And there's another image, some archaeological images, which is great. And you'll notice I took a brief look at Ezra, and I was really impressed because there's tons of interesting information about Ezra. And this Bible does a good job of really giving you an overview of Ezra in particular. You'll notice at the end of Chronicles here we have the Cyrus cylinder, which tells you all about the decree of Cyrus, which gives you a great introduction into Ezra itself. I like this page, the Kings of Persia. Gives you the dates and times that they've ruled and whatnot, which is really great when you're trying to make sense of the chronology of Ezra. And there's the book introduction. And here's one of those full-page maps I was talking about. And this gives you the conquests of Cyrus the Great. So it shows you an overview of his entire kingdom, where different battles took place. Great feature. So I was impressed with how the HCSB Study Bible handled that. Let's skip to the back and look at some of the other features near the rear here. Galatians, Colossians, Hebrews, James, Peter. You'll notice immediately there's not very many pages left and we're getting really close to the end. Here's Revelation. Oh, right there. Revelation 22. There's the end of the Bible, and here's how much is left. Yeah, this is the HCSB list of bulleted notes. So in the text itself, you'll find different times where a special word will be bulleted. You can come back here and read more detail about it, usually a good definition or something to help you understand the topic a little bit better. One thing about the HCSB Study Bible, here's a table of weights and measures. Instead of including a regular concordance, it includes a topical concordance. So not nearly as useful, but then again, the concordances usually included in these Bibles are not very useful themselves if you want to look something up, get a Strong's, or go online and search for it, where you can do a lot better of a job. So this just gives you some an overview of some different topics and where to find information about it. One thing I also like about it is include some more than just one daily Bible reading plan. Okay, here you'll notice 3-year Bible reading plan. It gives you 3 years worth reading sections of chapters a day for 3 years to finish it all. And then it includes the McCheyenne read through the Bible in a year, which is an awesome plan. And that's a feature I really like. The McCheyenne is one of my favorites. I really like this too. 52-week scripture memory plan. It shows you the ones down here, their topic, the biblical concept, and it gives you kind of a basic column, basic passage to memorize, and then a challenge column to memorize, which is great. So at the end of the year, then you'll have 52 or more verses that you actually memorized. Credits, and then of course the maps. And I don't particularly care for the maps they included with this Bible. Definitely seen better. You know, these, yeah, I guess you need them, but they're not really anything special. So that includes and shows you the overview of the HCSB Study Bible, some different features that it has, and kind of gives you a comparison of where it fits with the others. Overall, I'd say if you really love the HCSB translation, this is definitely a Bible for you. But if you're trying to decide, do I get an HCSB Study Bible or an ESV? I would definitely go with the ESV for sure. Way more features. I really enjoyed walking through the HCSB Study Bible with you, and feel free to leave some comments if you enjoyed the video. This is one of the first looks through it since it just hit the market. I hope you enjoy, and find some nice links in the description to Science and Theology and Apposition, which is my blog, as well as some links for these study Bibles and different translations that I wanted to share with you. Have a nice day.